Welcome to the Season 2 recap of Lupin. Yusuf informs Asen and Claire that he saw Raoul struggling with Leonard in a parking lot and that the two drove away. Claire is horrified and blames Asen for the kidnapping. Asen unsuccessfully tries to reassure her that he will bring Raoul back to her safely. Meanwhile, Asen and Yusuf locate Leonard in the town of Bonneville and tail him to an abandoned mansion where Leonard, who saw Raoul bound and gagged, is lying in wait. Yusuf quietly contacts Sofia Belkacem and asks her for the assistance, but Asen ties him up inside the car after revealing that he knows that Yusuf is a police officer. Asen enters the house, fights Leonard and throws him out of a window. Asen is devastated and breaks down. A moment later, Belkacem appears and arrests him. Prior to Belkacem's arrival, Yusuf escapes his bindings and successfully rescues Raoul from Leonard's car without Asen's knowledge. Meanwhile, Asen is extremely relieved when Belkacem tells him that nothing but a soda can was found in the boot of the car. He escapes police custody, steals another car, and drives to Paris when he uses voice-altering technology to make himself sound like Hubert in order to successfully rescue Raoul from his captors. When Asen brings Raoul back home, a number of Hubert's associates, led by Pascal Oblet, await him there. Asen escapes from Pascal and his men and hides in the roof above Claire's apartment, where, to his dismay, he hears Claire tearfully telling Raoul that Asen is dangerous and that she doesn't want him to come near them again. Meanwhile, Asen and Benjamin come up with an elaborate plan to weaken Hubert that involves Asen seducing Juliet by taking her on a joyride around Paris and pretending to steal a priceless Pissarro painting for her. The plan goes without a hitch as Asen manipulates Juliet into talking to her mother about Hubert's crimes during the 1990s. When Juliet visits her, Anne admits that the necklace theft was an insurance scam and that Hubert had hired Babakar with the intention of framing him for it. Juliet is shocked and urges Anne to denounce Hubert to the police. After learning the truth from Anne, Yusuf and Captain Lawgier arrest Hubert while he is meeting with Corbett, who is uncooperative but does reveal Asen's real name. The police are ultimately forced to let Hubert go after he calls in a favor from the Minister of the Interior. Pascal discovers that Benjamin is Asen's accomplice and informs Hubert, who instructs Leonard to tail Benjamin in order to find out where Asen lives. That night, Asen's identity is publicly revealed and he immediately becomes the most notorious criminal in France. Over the next few days, Asen and Benjamin hide out, managing to evade capture using a secret bunker that connects to the catacombs of Paris. Meanwhile, after finding a coded message from Asen, Yusuf recovers a USB drive among the evidence taken from the apartment that contains footage of Dumont's interrogation in which he admits to his having accepted illegal bribes as well as more papers that link him to Babakar's case. Belkacem receives evidence from the police laboratory suggesting that Asen was not Leonard's murderer. Asen is smuggled into the theater with assistance from a disguised Benjamin and Philip Corbett, actually an accomplice of Asen and Benjamin, whom they had found attempting to steal Arsène Lupin books. When the music starts, Asen sneaks into Hubert's private box, holding him at knife point and forcing him to confess to having framed Babakar and orchestrated his murder, as well as the murders of Fabian and Leonard and the kidnapping of Raoul. Asen is chased extensively through the theater by Hubert's men but manages to get on stage where he publicly accuses Hubert of all of his crimes, including stealing from the Foundation. Asen steals a speedboat and arranges a meeting with Claire and Raoul on a nearby bridge. He apologizes for the pain his actions have caused them and tells them that he needs to stay away for their safety. As the police approach, he runs off into the night. Thank you for watching the recap, and if you liked it, then please give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.